First of all, tell me about what Sunday was like for you, waiting to hear the playoff announcements coming out. What was your feelings going into it, and your thoughts?
Waiting for the at-large announcements is always a little nerve-wracking because you're not sure. We felt pretty confident in where we were in the RPI, but we just didn't know. So it was exciting to hear when we found out we were in the national tournament.
And how did you react? How did the team react? Did you guys do anything special? Anything fun?
We got together that night to celebrate a little bit because it's a great accomplishment to get to the national tournament, and we wanted to kind of celebrate that and the great season that we had. So we did get together, and then kind of from there we're focusing on the week ahead.
And looking forward, you guys have had a little bit of a break since your last game. Just talking about the last four contests you guys have had. A 1-1 tie, an overtime win, a shootout win, and a 4-2 loss. So it doesn't look like it's been your best brand of soccer this year. Is a break help, or what's it been?
Yeah, I think over the last 4 games, we haven't gotten the results that we've necessarily wanted, and we've been grinding it out a bit. I don't think we've played that different than the stretch before when we were winning games, but things weren't going our way. So, I think the break will help. It'll help us to get a little healthy, get back to some fitness, and so I do think the break will set us up good for this weekend.
And the morale of the team how are the guys feeling about going forward? Are they excited about playoffs and a potential appearance in nationals, or are you guys just focused on this one game?
Well, we're just focused on Saturday, really. They're excited about it. They're hungry for the game, and so we had a great training session yesterday, and I know the next 4 days will be the same. We're getting after it and looking forward to the weekend.
How much have you had a chance to get a look at San Marcos or talk to coaches who played them? What do you know about them? What kind of game do you expect to have with them?
We played them early in the year, and it was a tough game. We got the win, but they're a good team, and they're going to be better now than they were back at the beginning of September. And we've played them a number of times over the last few years, so we know enough about them, and we know enough to know that they're good, and it's going to be a battle on Saturday.
At this point in the season, you've got a pretty good idea of what you've got from your team. What would you say are some of your favorite characteristics about your team's identity this year?
I think throughout the season we've been really solid defensively. We haven't conceded that many goals. Our goals against average is low. So our defensive work has been good. Our communication throughout the team, and we've won a lot of tight games. So I think this team's kind of figured out a way when the game's close and it is a 1-goal game. We've done a good job of getting the result.
And any time you go into the playoffs, there's a potential, last week of practice, last match for a couple guys in your team. What's the practice been like? The tempo, has anything changed in it? Have the seniors kind of had a different tone in the last few days?
Not really. It's been mostly business as usual. We do understand that it's playoff time, and each game is potentially your last. But I think we're out there working hard, just like we have all year.
Now this group, the 07 team, and that team that won the national title. They had a lot of playoff experience, a lot of deep postseason runs there. This group, starting 08 and 09, coming up just short of nationals, and then last year having that tough first round matchup with Vanguard, who you'd already faced twice. This team, how do you feel they are approaching this tournament? What's the preparation been like for a group that maybe doesn't have that wealth of postseason experience? Do you feel like they still have what it takes to make that kind of a run?
Yeah, I think we do with the players that we have in the group, and even though we have not been, to the round of 16 over the last number of years, we've got some older guys in the team, every year our conference is so tough and the conference tournament is tough that I feel we do have big game experience, even though it hasn't, taken us deep into the national tournament in the last few years. So, we're excited to try and get to Alabama with the game on Saturday, and then I feel that if we do, the group that we have can go far.
Is there anything that you're going to remember from these guys in particular from this season? Not sure what expectations were going into it. It was kind of, we didn't know what to expect, where the scoring was going to come from. What's the year been like as a whole, and what are you going to take from it?
I think it's been a group that's worked really well together. And we've had scoring from a number of different places, and we've played well as a team. One of our goals was get to the national tournament, and we're here. And so,